Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Wine Review. I'm Ryan the Wine Guy, aka Ryan the Wine Dane, bringing you Margarett's Vineyard Merlot, California, 2013. It has a bluebird, autumn branch, Christoph cap, a well-polished, elegant, and supple Merlot with ripe, fresh currant, black cherry, and subtle vanilla oak notes. Margarett Parducci's wines are made by her grandson, Rich, of McNabb Ridge Winery. He continues their family tradition of extraordinary wines to be enjoyed with family and friends. 14.5% alcohol by volume. It's about a $15 bottle of Merlot. At a standpoint, it is relatively dark in the glass. I can make out my hand barely, so it's not a completely light wine, but it's not a completely dark wine either. Has a nice, and just a nice ruby redness on the core, getting to be a sort of really deep, dark burgundy red in the core. The nose has, wow. The nose does have those black cherry characteristics standing out. A little bit of maybe like a sweet cherry note. A little bit of chocolate, vanilla. Subtle baking spices. There's a slight beefy characteristic to this wine. Probably from it being 14.5. That's fairly high for a Merlot. So really do get that alcohol in the nose. Definitely get that currant smell. Yeah, you do get some currant, some spices in here. A little bit of that oak characteristic going on. Like a leather kind of, like a weird leathery kind of smell. Like I said, a little bit of beef kind of smell. Plums. Like a really dark, I don't know, cranberry or raspberry smell. Or maybe a blackberry. There's a lot going on in this nose. It definitely gives off a huge, distinct aroma, a little bit of funkiness going on, but still quite enjoyable. So go ahead and try it. Very dry in the mouth. Kind of really sticks on the tongue and on the roof of the mouth. I don't know, this has definitely a sour sort of taste to it. Sour cherry, sour dark cherry, sour cranberry, blackberry. Before you really kind of mellows out and you get these sort of nice vanilla undertones, nice chocolatey undertones, a little bit of oak. And it finishes pretty well. It really kind of starts off with this funky taste. Like, I kind of do get like a beefy taste, sour berry taste at the front. Almost as if I consider somebody to have not so great hygiene. They're not to the point where they stink, where they reek, that you can't be around them, but they're almost to the point where you can sort of slightly smell their stink. You can tell you definitely haven't showered for a couple days. Or kind of imagine going for a run. Imagine going for a run. You're just completely down to sweat. You should be able to smell what yourself is like after a run. That's kind of how this smells and tastes almost at first. It kind of smells just like a wet, nasty rag or mop. Before it does get better, mind you, it does get better. It's just that initial sort of smell and taste. I just kind of had to get over. Once you can get past that, then it starts becoming a much more smoother, subtle cherry, vanilla, chocolate, plummy Merlot. Now, Merlots are always hit and miss with me. I either really, really love a Merlot, I really, really hate it, and then I'm somewhere in the middle. I mean, it's not like my range of spectrums for Merlots can go anywhere from 1 star to 5 star. Very rarely do I get a really bad one, and very rarely do I get a really good one. I'm always really just in the middle. And that's where I kind of feel like I am at with this one. I kind of feel just because it just has this really distinct flavor, like I want to call it beefy, sour, rancid, undercooked meat, that it kind of gives off that taste and that smell as if something is stank. But then after a while, it really, really melds in the mouth and just starts tasting good. And then the smells gets a little bit better to really make it seem like, hey, this is like kind of a nice home cooked, it's like sour beef stew or whatever, if that's even a thing. I'm still going to give this a 3.5 out of 5. It's not to the point where it's a 3, because I still think this is good. This is definitely worth exploring, although keep in mind, you have to have an open mind about this wine, at least in my opinion. This wine you're either going to hate or you're going to like it or you're going to love it. At least for me, I feel like it's kind of this wine is really a spectrum where you can't say it's one or the other. You're going to hate it, you're going to think it's okay like I do and enough to want to try it, or you're going to absolutely love it and want to drink it all over again. I'm at the point now where if it's offered to me again, I will try it. I won't go out of my way. But I definitely recommend, if you are into wine, you at least be intrepid enough to sort of keep your wine mind open to new ideas. And that's why I give this a 3.5 out of 5. Taste-wise, smell-wise, like I said, there's a lot going on. I don't know whether 2013 is too young or whether it's too old. But let's just say it hasn't quite gotten what I think a wine should get. But at the same time, there is components there that makes this worthwhile to try. 3.5 out of 5, that is the Margarett's Vineyard Merlot 2013 out of California. I'm Rhino Wine Guy, and I'll see you all later in the week in the next video. Cheers.